made 8 games at Evolution Studios, all racing games, and it feels as if everything we've learned in simulation, in point-to-point rally tracks, in our Monument Valley tracks, has all culminated so far into this. We talk about what we call the pillars, the main back-of-box features for the game. When you play it for the first time, they are the things that will hit you, and I mean really hit you. I'm really hoping people start to see the real depth, the real commitment to polish, to a massively packed feature set. You know, it's not for me to say whether this is going to be people's favourite action or arcade racer, but I've seen one quote on Twitter saying it's one of the most accomplished action racers of the last decade, and that makes me and the team very proud and very happy and very excited, because what's being implied there is that depth and that polish, and which really is about people moving beyond those pillars and really seeing the depth and the real effort that we've tried to make this not just a thrilling game, but a very satisfying game. We've scoured the internet looking for what people have said about Pacific Rift and really doing our best to make sure that the leap from Pacific Rift to Apocalypse was a vast one, and that every major criticism has not just been addressed but over-delivered on. We've spoken to fans in groups in the States and in Europe and really done our very best to make sure that all of those little details have been addressed, as well as these major features. Describe 3D in much the same way I've described the game itself, where the initial impact is a wow factor, an absolute kind of jaw to the floor, OMG, have you seen what these guys have done? But then the more you play it, the more you realise it's making a contribution to the gameplay depth, the ability to understand a racing line, judge your position in relation to the AI a little more intuitively, and to really start to pull out that track design and that depth and sophistication, using the 3D as a tool for doing that. If it was only ever a visual feature, that would have been cool, but it really needed to be something more than that. I make games for a living because they're better than movies, they're more satisfying and enthralling. So you get all of the spectacle that you'd get if you were watching a movie, plus a real tangible, meaningful and empowering feeling with the pad in your hand. And the 3D really, every aspect of it contributes to that. It's true that a number of games came out that were clearly having similar thoughts to us as where to take action racing next. We looked at those rival titles and we said, look, we're confident with what we've got here. Let's try and make one of the best action races ever made. But we're starting to see early signs that there is a belief that regardless of other titles that have been released, this sits alongside Outrun, Burnout, Need for Speed as one of the absolutely greatest action arcade races made. I certainly hope people agree with that when they get their hands on it.